obviously on my setup upstairs, when I have it on the arm and on the tripod mounts, I'm used to a very extreme tent. I think this kind of a tent is fantastic. It's the only way I've found that stops that pain at the top of your shoulders, that sort of tension, soreness at the top of my shoulders from using keyboard if I'm not tenting extremely. And I don't know if that's actually as a result of being able to drop my elbows a bit lower, which is a byproduct of having the extreme tent. I mean, obviously you could potentially not have the tent with your elbows down there as well, but it's just so comfortable to have the tent and the elbow drop. I don't get any pain in my shoulders. I can type all day like that. Back to a desk orientation with my arms a little bit higher, my forearms a little bit closer to level, and removing the tent, I do get that tension coming back in my shoulders. So I'm a big fan of an extreme tent. Now with the Navigator, with an extreme tent, you have a bit of an issue because this crown that the ball sits in becomes at this angle. And I have this sort of natural tendency. Obviously, I'm using this with my thumb, not the hand, so I'm not pushing down. This is all kind of leading to this problem. But what happens is I naturally end up pushing slightly on the side, and that is enough just to unseat the ball a little bit every time, and that's very frustrating when you're trying to scroll. You can hear it clicking and it just jumping out, and that's unfortunately makes that quite problematic. Now, the reality is ZSA have built this thing in a really interesting way. First of all, this whole module can actually work with any QMK board. It's not even limited to the Voyager. That in its own right is super interesting. But this piece, the crown, and this piece, the base plate, are simply plastic parts that can be fully disassembled. You just unscrew it all, and inside there you've got the actual module. This is just this tiny bit here. That's the only part of it, and then you've got your TRS cables that go into that, and there's daisy chains into the existing TRS connection between the two halves. But this piece and the crown, you can 3D print your own versions of these, and people are doing this already, and the models are going to be obviously sort of coming into the community to allow for this. So all that would need to happen is this base plate angle can be twisted down like that, or the crown kind of twisted up like this a little bit to resist that angle input from my thumb and stop it doing the bouncing out thing, and then it would be fine.